Bitcoin is dropping continuously here to the downside, and now everybody's wondering how low will we actually go, and is this a potential massive bear trap? That is something that we need to talk about today. If you think that is interesting, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell so you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let me show you what I found here. Here on the daily chart, I want to show you that even though we are going down, we are still on a macro structure well within our trading range between $74,000 and basically $60,000. There is, for me personally, nothing that worries me just yet. I will be highly worried if we would break here, this big support cluster, break below that, retest it, get rejected, and start to trend lower, potentially here to that golden ratio down here at $50,000. Unless we are breaking the support level here at 60K, I'm not really worried. You know, we are still totally within this bigger bull flag here. And like I said, I'm not really worried here at this moment. Of course, my alarms were ringing a little bit when we lost here the mid-range. I also told you guys that if we lose the mid-range, I will start paying highly attention to what's happening here. But for the time being, it's still fine. You know, so we are holding the $63,000 level. And I'm gonna show you on the lower time frame some other key areas that need for me to hold here to see over the next coming days a reversal back to the upside. So we're just here on the daily chart. We are still within the range here, first of all, within that bull flag, you know, so where the bottom is around $59,500 right now, if we would come down to it, and also above that support block from 60K all the way up to $62,330. Now, one reason why we are going down is that BlackRock yesterday did not buy or sell any Bitcoin spot ETFs. The other ETFs bought almost nothing, but Grayscale was dumping 2,000 Bitcoin on the market. So and basically when the news came out that Grayscale is sending 2,000 Bitcoin to Coinbase, immediately Bitcoin started to go down, which was coinciding more or less with the release of my video yesterday. So I got a little bit unlucky there. When we are going here to this 4-hourly chart, also here, we are still within this bigger pennant here, and the bottom line is at $62,000 approximately. And we're getting closer to the apex now. So one reason why we went actually down was a rejection from this downward sloping resistance line. And the other reason, like I just said, was that the news came out, Grayscale is sending 2,000 Bitcoins to Coinbase and BlackRock was not buying. But here from a technical perspective, it was that we were at major resistance and got rejected from there to the downside, and now are in a bidding support cluster and getting supported from there here around $63,170. Something else that I want to mention here is that these moon cycle phases, they're usually never wrong. So I can go back here quite a bit, and you see at every, I think it was full moon, every full moon, we never failed. We always rallied. Look here, I go back here all the way to November. So 6 months, you know, we got now 6 full moon phases, and then every full moon phase going up. So this here is for me massive fake out and a bear trap, a liquidation hunt for everybody that went with high leverage long on Bitcoin to stop them all out, to grab liquidity and send it then back to the upside. Here on this 4-hourly chart, you see now the exact levels that I'm actually watching. I will give you here also some indications why I believe that this is really short-lived. First of all, the stochastic RSI is flatlining on the bottom in highly oversold conditions. The RSI is also getting oversold on the 4-hourly chart, and the MACD is printing for a long time already super red candles. So once we are seeing here the first lighter red candle, I think that will mark the end of this correction, continued by maybe some consolidation before we get another impulse move here back to the upside. Because you should also not forget, if I remove now the EMA ribbon, that we have another, so also called FVG. Remember, I told you this the other day. So, and this imbalance needs to be filled from 65,140 to 66,140. So this is like exactly a $1,000 imbalance. And you get these really, really round numbers only in imbalances most of the time. And it shows you that this is smart money driving the market, you know, so market makers creating these footprints on the chart so that they can come back and basically long Bitcoin from wherever they feel like, you know, so from, of course, you're from a support area where we have a lot of spot bits, and also here potentially even a little bit lower. So here, this is kind of like the range where they are starting to build their position and send it then back up here. And then they either close it and send it back for consolidation, or they send it higher. These are the two scenarios, what they are basically doing here. I believe we have maybe, let it be 16, 24 hours before we're going to see a move back to the upside to fill at least this imbalance here on the chart. So I also want to show you another one that I just have seen here. I think that was the other one that I showed you the other day. So this one here is also not filled. And then there's actually also above there also another one that I almost missed. So here's also one that's not filled. So we have here 3 imbalances above price that are acting like a magnet to attract price back to the upside. Hence why I believe that we are really, really close to the bottom. And potentially this candle that we see here right now could mark already the bottom. So, but we need to have the 4-hourly candle close for that to confirm that. And in the best case scenario, we would come back to $63,700 to turn this candle actually green as a doji and see then the reversal back to the upside. Another reason why I believe that we are going here in the short term back to the upside and getting a bounce and a relief rally is that we have here a bullish divergence. So we have an RSI creating higher lows, and we have price action creating lower lows. So and that is then a bullish divergence. And usually when we get a bullish divergence, price is coming back into that area here to confirm the bullish divergence. So we will at least pump to $65,170 once we see a move here happening on Bitcoin. So, and the only thing that we need to pay attention to here on the bullish divergence is that the RSI is holding this upward sloping trend line. As long as the RSI is respecting this trend line, we are good. One way how you can determine that the bullish divergence is playing out when you see the RSI going above 40. So when we are seeing here RSI going above 40, this will be your first indication, because you're going to see it also in the price. The price will be almost at $63,800 something when this is happening. And once you're breaking above 63.8, you're going to see a really quick move here back to like 65. So this is what I'm paying attention to. Would I recommend to trade this? I'm not so sure about this. If you want to have a swing position, for a swing position, really low leverage, yes, you can do that at these levels. For a high leverage scalp trade, also potentially, but be aware of the risks. But for like a midterm trade, not really, you know, so because potentially there is still the risk that we go a little bit lower, you know, so, and if you open, let's say here, a 40x leverage trade, you know, so you will be liquidated somewhere here. So you don't want to expose yourself to that risk. If you want to use like 5x leverage, even 10x leverage, it's fine, you know, so, but higher than that is something that I would not recommend right now. So, but let's see if we get the bullish divergence playing out here, which we see on the 30 minutes chart. It hasn't happened yet. So potentially you have some time to get into this, but you want to see that we are holding this upward sloping trend line and that the price action starts to break here to the upside. Here's also something really interesting on the MACD. The MACD, again, is showing not a lot of selling right now happening, but also not a lot of buying, which is telling me that bears are not completely in control here. Because if they would be completely in control, we would have something like this right now over here, like really big red candles to the downside, which we don't have. And we would have also not intertwined signal and trend line. We would have a continuous downward sloping trend line away from the signal line, so which is not the case. So, and also the stochastic RSI just is about to give us a buy signal here in the next 5 minutes if we can kind of hold the price where we are at right now. So if we push a little bit higher to like 63,400, here we have the first sign of a potential bottom with the doji candle, and the confirmation will come in the next 1 hourly candle if we can move to the upside and close, let's say, around $64,000. Also, the RSI is turning around here. So here on the 1 hourly chart, I see multiple early signs of a potential reversal also back to the upside, and hence why I believe that this was just another flush out before we actually move into higher price levels. On the liquidation levels, there's also to the downside not much to grab anymore in terms of liquidity. So here are some 50x leverage positions, but that's it. So if we go to 62,300, it makes no sense to drive it lower. In terms of grabbing liquidity, it makes more sense to go into the denser area. Look here how much liquidity is sitting up here and how much liquidity we have down here, so here in this area. So much more liquidity above us. So logically, it makes no sense to drive price much lower if you have liquidity above us that we can take out, So there is way more reason to go to the upside than go to the downside here. And you see this also on the liquidation heat map. If I go here to the 24 hours, so here look at these hot areas here, all the way up to $65,600. So more or less what I said, when we see the bullish divergence playing out, that price comes into the $65,000 area to take out all these over leveraged long short positions here. And we would actually liquidate around $100 million only if we push to $65,000. So, and a total of $3 billion if we go to $72,000. Because that level has not moved, So if I go here to the monthly, so here it's still at 71,600, 71,960, So, and you see here, even on the monthly, 67,300 is also a hot area right now. And look here below us, there is not much anymore. Here's something at 61,300, a lighter, hotter area. But once this is taken out, there's nothing. So then all the liquidity is above us. So hence why I remain with my thesis that give it just a couple of days and we will go back to the upside. Of course, my positions are bleeding right now like crazy, but I can wait. I can wait a couple of days. I can also sustain another $2,000-$3,000 move of Bitcoin to the downside over the next 2-3 days without putting my position at any real danger for me. Which I don't believe is actually going to happen, So because from what I'm seeing, it just doesn't make any sense. Don't forget, if you want to trade in this right now risky situation, go to BYBIT to get $30,000 in deposit bonuses, or on Margex. There you can also trade without any KYC. And if you cannot use BYBIT, use BitGet or Phemex. On Phemex also you still get up to $17,000 in deposit bonuses. And on FAIRDESK, the highest bonus in the industry. Plus you can Copytrade me there. All these links to these exchanges you find below under this video or in the pinned comment of this video. So go and check this out because you support the channel with that. And I actually want to do a lot of things here in the coming months. I need to scale the team, need more money for that. So, and that would actually help me to achieve that and bring you even better content, also more research content and a lot of other things that would benefit our community here. When I go to not the Bitcoin dominance, we can leave that out here, to Ethereum. On Ethereum, we kind of got the warning shot yesterday when I told you that here's a rising wedge, so, and that could break to the downside, which actually happened. And we also hit the target. Remember, I told you it would be kind of a risky play to do that. If you would have played that, you would have made your money on this. But here you see actually the bounce happening off the point of control. Here the POC sitting at $3,079. So which is a good sign. Here I just also want to see some follow through, that we break back above $3,150, $60 and start moving in direction of the Monday high again at $3,240. So also here there is a bullish divergence on the 1 hourly chart. If I pull up the RSI, we should actually see that, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's much clearer. So here also bullish divergence, same like on Bitcoin. So when we break $3,150, we should start seeing some bigger moves here on Ethereum for that divergence playing out and potentially reclaim then the Monday high. When I go here to the higher time frames, I'm not really concerned about the daily. I will also show you why, because remember when I draw the other drawing, I showed you breakout, downturn, move back to the upside. So that is basically what's happening right now. We are more or less getting a retest on the former resistance of this falling wedge. As long as this line is holding, we can sleep really, really well here in our bets tonight. I would only get concerned if we actually break back into it and start doing something like this, because then most likely the falling wedge will be invalidated and we will head a little bit lower. So, but there's a really, really slim chance that this is going to happen. I still believe that potential retest and then back to the upside. That's what I'm reckoning here for Ethereum. For Solana, just want to tell you, you potentially will get a really unique buy opportunity here. If Bitcoin just moves a little bit lower, you can buy Solana at around $140. And this is here a really, really good reaccumulation or DCA opportunity from $135 to $140. Even here at $144, I'm tempted to buy a little bit more Solana, because also here on the 4 hourly, we are flatlining on the stochastic. The RSI is slightly in bearish territory, but here not oversold. So there is a chance that you get here the opportunity to buy it. So I would definitely set some limit orders. And then the target remains the first one, $170. And then after that, $200. Nothing has changed on that. And that's it already for today's update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.